Listen up, you primitive fucking screwheads. It's Vince, also known as PleasantKenobi on the internet. And well, if you haven't heard, Stoneforge Mystic is now legal in Modern. This is not a troll, this is not an April Fool's. I really hope some people are sat here who just clicked the video after not really paying attention to Magic for a week or two and be like, holy shit, what the fuck did you just say?
The fuck you say to me, you little shit?
If you aren't aware, Stoneforge Mystic was unbanned on Monday. I have a video where I talk about my reactions to this. Favors Looting and Hogak are banned, Stoneforge Mystic is unbanned. If you want to see that video, it's linked in the cards and in the description below. Go watch it. And then come straight back to this video. The reason Stoneforge Mystic was unbanned, as it says in the actual article written by Ian Duke, is because Vince is a very handsome man. So hello, you can thank me in the comment section below. If you're wondering where I was first going to try playing Stoneforge Mystic in Modern, well, look no further, it's green, white, death and taxes. Now, I am not going to lie to you, I don't think Stoneforge Mystic and Arbiter together is necessarily the best deck to play it in. I think it actually hinders our game plan. The thing with D&T is that you're playing synergistic cards that sometimes on their own aren't good enough, so if you're playing these cards on their own and they stop your other cards from working, like your fetch lands or your Stoneforges, you can be in for a bad time. However, I did play a bit with this deck yesterday to test. That's what I've been doing. I've been playing Modern to learn about Modern. And well, paying 2 mana to get the Stoneforge trigger off of a vial doesn't feel that bad actually. And even paying 4 mana in the late game is sometimes perfectly fine. Arbiters don't stick around forever. If they stick around, they're normally doing their job. If they die, they're dead. I guess in some ways, I've argued before that you can play Collected Company and Planeswalkers alongside Dahlia because Dahlia doesn't stop you from playing those cards. It just makes you have to be more careful about playing those cards. The same can be said for Leland Arbiter and Stoneforge Mystic. What you just need to not do is not forget. Because playing this with this in play and forgetting is a bad, bad time. I have yet to do that, but I can fucking guarantee over the coming weeks I will do that at one point or another. So this is Legacy. No, it's not. What the fuck am I talking about? This is Modern. See, she's throwing me off. This is Modern green, white, death and taxes. I am playing the old mana base pretty much verbatim. I've cut a Stirring Wildwoods to reduce our tapped land count to 0 in order to make sure we can play everything on curve, just to make sure that we're not stumbling behind other Stoneforge Mystic decks. 4 Path to Exile, 4 Aether Vial as always. Now I'm on 3 Noble Hierarchs and 2 Birds of Paradise. Why, I hear you ask? Well, let me explain. Noble Hierarch is better than Birds of Paradise in almost every single situation. I've had this argument with a lad who I kept calling the Birds of Paradise boy at English GPs, where his friends mock him and ask me to mock him because he's playing 4 birds over 4 nobles. The format has changed. There are 2 reasons that the format this is composed like this for this format. 1, 5 Dorks gives us more mana. 22 lands, 5 Dorks means we're likely to be able to actually equip our Swords of Fire and Ice or just hard cast our Batterskulls. Secondly, Birds of Paradise carry swords way better than Noble Hierarchs do. Noble Hierarchs are better against Ensnaring Bridge, and the Exalted just makes us get in there with like 4/4 Blade Spicer token, etc. But Birds of Paradise hold that sword and swing over the top of ground blockers, namely Tarmogoyf. Jund is back, boys and girls. And the problem is, we're not playing any of the green swords. That might even be incorrect. Over time, I'll probably have more of an opinion on this, but we need a way to attack over ground dudes and do that. Then we have our Leland Arbiters, which combo with our Ghost Quarters. If you're not aware of how this works, if this is in play, and this is in play, and your opponent's tapped out, this is now a strip mine. I've done a lot of videos about this. I've talked about this at great length across probably a good 24 like heavily edited videos at this point. Go watch any of my other D&T content if you want to learn more about how these synergize and the things you can do with it. I'm not going to focus too much on it here. The other linchpin of a Death and Taxes deck, alongside Aether Vial allowing you to deploy your threats, without counter magic hitting them at instant speed, is Thalia. We want to make our opponent's spells cost more, we want to make the mana bases awkward as fuck. That is what we're here to do, is make other people play an even keel, or uneven keel should I say, a game of Magic on our terms and not theirs. A fun fact, I signed up with a league yesterday, went 3-2, found it very difficult, couldn't figure out exactly what was going wrong, and then realised I hadn't actually put any Path to Exile on my deck. You do want some removal in Modern, trust me, so definitely sign up for at least 3, most likely 4. We're playing 2 Giver of Runes as well to protect our creatures to help them get through and, well, just get through really. Problem is, if you've got a Light and Shadow on your creature, Giver of Runes can't actually target it. So there's some non-bows there as well. I'm not actually sure how much we need Giver of Runes if we're equipping swords and swinging. That is yet to be seen. And then I've made some... Finding space for these Stoneforge was difficult. We've got Flex Slot of Night of Autumn because it's just a versatile card. Eternal Witness is also versatile. We've got 3 Flicker Wisps, probably the best card in the deck, if I'm completely honest with you, so I really want to go up to 4, but Ren 6 is floating around, and it being an X1 scares me, so I'm down to 3 at the moment. Eldrazi Displacer allows us to grind out against other grindier decks, Blade Spiker does the same thing by making 2 bodies that are hard to deal with. Restoration Angel gives us a surprise flying threat that's good post-Wrath, or just for protecting one of our key cards. And then we have Sword of Fire and Ice, Sword of Light and Shadow, and Sword of Batterskulls. And then the sideboard we've got Manriki Gasari and Sword of Sinew and Steel. These are good at blowing up particular things, planeswalker artifacts in the sense. Or this one's just good for the mirror. This card is great at blowing up other people's equipments. Light and Shadow is good at grinding against the non-white decks, so you get to get your creatures back. Fire and Ice is great for drawing cards and getting out with card advantage, because this deck struggles with that. This deck has always struggled with that. It also does 2 damage to random things, which is fucking gas. It's so good to shoot down people's mana dorks and random bears and shit. And Batterskull is the equipment most searched for that normally ends up with you dying with it in hand. Don't just auto-default to Batterskull. My auto-default when I'm in doubt is Fire and Ice, because drawing cards is gas. That's how I see it. Batterskull is your auto-default if you are very behind on life and need to gain some life. But even then, Light and Shadow can do that for you. The protections of red and blue here and black and white here obviously are relevant along many matchups. Batterskull doesn't give that to you. People just default to this because it's a creature body, but if they then kill your Stoneforge, this will be stuck in hand for a very long time with these actually. Lastly, we come to the sideboard. Now, Stony Silence has been a staple of my sideboard for quite a long time. However, it fucks our own vials and fucks our own equipments. So in Legacy Death and Taxes, you just don't play it. I played a league with it and it just felt bad and never wanted to bring it in. Instead, we're going for pinpoint answers. Revoker and Spyglass. Revoker's great because it can carry a sword, but Spyglass doesn't get killed by Fatal Push. So you know, take them what you will. Revoker can also name Mox Opal, it can name Heritage Druid, it can name any mana dork and turn off the mana ability where the Spyglass and the Python Needle cannot. Spyglass on the upside can name fetch lands where Revoker cannot. So they have their ups and they have their downs, they have their niche effects, but basically they're the same sort of slot, slightly varied. We're namely naming a name like fucking Thopter Founder with this bad boy and Urza with this bad boy to turn off that fucking mana ability. And then for Graveyard Hate, we're down to 1 Rip and 2 Scoozes. Scoozes are better against the decks that are going along, like Blue-White Control, that I'm going to combo out of the graveyard, where Rest in Peace is better against the graveyard combo decks, like Dredge, essentially. Kitchen Finks is back in the board as a life-gaining creature that we can reset with our Gathering Townships and our Flicker Wisps, that also allows us to grind, because it dies and comes back against Jund. Not so good if you're bringing in Rest in Peace against Jund, which you probably should, but even though 3-2 that gains you some life, with Rip in play and then just dies forever, isn't the worst, but if Rip hasn't been drawn, Finks is basically 2 bodies. The more bodies you can make against Jund, the more likely you are to not just get run over by them. But let's be honest, playing this deck, you will just get run over by Jund. 2 Knight of Autumn is a versatile Swiss Army knife. They are literally the Swiss Army Knight of Magic. 2 Idol of Rhetoric because, yeah, fuck you, Storm. And also, fuck any Phoenix or Prowess decks. I want to cast multiple spells in a single turn as well. Selfless Spirit's good against any deck with heavy removal like Jund, or mass removal like Scape Shift and Blue-White Control. Sinew Steel, Manriki, I've already described. And Winds of Abandon is the best removal spell that people are just not playing in Modern right now. A 2 mana Sorcery Spirit Path to Exile that for 6 mana is a one-sided Wrath. That's right. If you like casting Cyclonic Rift in Commander games and then durdling around for another fucking 3 hours rebuilding your board, this is the lad for you. Except this ends games, because normally when you cast this, you got a board state, then your opponent doesn't. I don't know if you're very good at maths, but board state plus no board state equals death. That was a really bad maths analogy, but fuck you, I don't give a shit. This is Green White Death and Taxes, my second iteration of the deck going into Modern. I will be refining it. I want to play some Abzan Blade, some Jusko Blade, and maybe some Bant Blade as well. If you like the video, click the fucking like button because it's free. Share it with your friends as well. Click the fucking bell button. If you want to support me, if you want to support me doing this full time and making videos and traveling around and going to GPs and being a meme master and better at Magic than Saffron Olive, then by all means, click through to the Patreon, join our Discord. I'll speak to you all very soon. Aside from that though, let's play some fucking Magic, y'all! Okay, so we're going to keep our 2 Lando with a Linen Arbiter and a Giver of Runes. We have 2 3-drops and a 4-drop. It's not ideal, but we have plays, lands and spells and all that jazz, so I guess we can't complain too much. Opponent cracks a Wood of Foothills into a forest, Snow Plain, Search for Tomorrow. It looks like Linen Arbiter's actually going to be pretty fucking good here. So maybe this hand was a good keep after all. We drew our 3rd land, which is exactly what we want to see. We're going to play Giver of Runes, which means our Linen Arbiter will survive both Bolts, Abrades, Sweltering Suns, and Anger of the Gods. All cards that I believe we could see out of the Scape Shift deck. They're missing a land drop, which means this Arbiter is going to be really, really fucking good. Oh no, my friend. Arbiter sticks. We're not going to attack with Giver of Runes in case they find a mountain next turn. They need to pay 2 mana in the upkeep. They had to search off the Search for Tomorrow. They're not going to be able to. They're not going to find anything. If they miss a land drop, I'm tempted to just Field of Ruin them off of their only land, leaving them completely landless. I might play a 3-drop first, though, to be fair. Oh, Cat Jesus has cometh. Cat Jesus has cometh, and sometimes he takes away, my friends. Don't keep one-landers. That's the takeaway from this.
5 minutes later.
Okay, here's a one-lander. Now, I said not to keep one-landers, but we can go turn 1 Noble into turn 2, like, Eidolon or Thalia, depending on whether you draw the lands. I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. I guess this will make for good content if I've told you not to keep one-landers, and then I've kept a one-lander. The other thing as well about this hand is, although we've got, like, Thalias and Selfless Spirits and Islands of Rhetoric, our sideboard tech, the best cards in our deck are definitely Arlene and Arbiters. So not keeping a hand within an Arbiter is kind of a mistake. If I was a game down, I certainly wouldn't have kept this, which probably means I just shouldn't keep it anyway, regardless, right? But sometimes you've got to live life dangerously. So spending a second search for tomorrow and playing a land, though, so they have got the mana to pay around Arbiter. So I'm going to play a Thalia this turn, which means that the search for tomorrow's cost them mana. Hopefully I can draw a second land or mana source, even a Dork, I guess. That way we can actually play a Regiver Runes plus a Selfless Spirit and be in a good spot. Okay, they're missing a land drop here, which means the hand is full of gas, right? It means it's full of, like, potentially Anger of the Gods style removal spells, or just things like Prime Time. Field of Runes a pretty good draw here. This means they have to pay 1 mana for their search for tomorrow, and they can't cast another spell next turn. For those of you who haven't seen Eidolon of Rhetoric before or much, it's basically the 8th Swan Canonist, except it also hates on the Artifact combo decks, and it's a 1/4, but it all costs 1 extra mana, and it's enchantment as well. So it's slightly less vulnerable than 8th Swan Canonist, and got arguably better stats. In Legacy, where you have to consistently cast a Canonist on turn 2, I choose Canonist, but in Legacy, where I'm normally playing Dorks in my Death and Taxes decks, like Noble Hierarch and Birds of Paradise, I'm happy to play the 3-drop. It's also collected complete as that second red source, thicket, so we can play multiple Selfless Spirits here, which is quite nice. Well, I say that. We could if this spell didn't stop us from casting multiple spells. God, I'm an idiot. We get in for 3 damage with Thalia and the Eidolon of Rhetoric. I always want to call it the Eidolon of Great Rhetoric, but I can't. That's not the name of it. It's because Great Revels, Great Rhetoric. I mean, like, Great Rhetoric is just as important as Reveling, right? Parties are good, but language is also good. Here comes a 4-mana Wrath? No, just a Blood Moon, which we really don't care about. This might be Ponza more so than Scapeshift then. I mean, I don't know which ones are playing the cycling lands. Whichever one wants to play Ren and 6, which might be both of them these days. Ren and 6 is pretty good, right? Yes, we have to play our Mountain. I think I genuinely just cast... I mean, I'm almost guaranteed this is Ponza, right? Scapeshift isn't going to play Blood Moon. I'm almost certainly going to play my other Selfless Spirit here. Simply because that means that if they have Wrath effects, we can survive 2 of them. And that probably closed out the game, hopefully. I kept a very risky hand and was not punished. I was rewarded, some might say. Perhaps better lucky than good, as my estranged uncle who smelt faintly of waffles used to say. Now, this makes some bodies. That's something. That's certainly something. Discarding Desperate Ritual and Blood Moon. Yeah, this is Ponza, not Scapeshift. I misunderstood initially. I didn't know Ponza played this sort of thing. And it's just some sort of green-red mid-range deck that wants to ramp and play rituals, but that sounds like Ponza to me. The 8th of Vial. Now, if this was an 8th Swan Canonist, I could play both the Vial and one of these, but it's not. So we attack in. They got some blocks here to keep themselves alive for another turn. They could kill with Thalia here by blocking with like the Season Pyromancer and a token. So I'm going to allow it to happen, and then I'm going to sack this to keep Thalia alive. They'll take 2 and go to 4, which is fine. The reason I'm doing this is because I don't want to play a 5-mana card that I can't deal with. Like a plane, well, maybe some sort of Planeswalker or something, who knows. I can't really think of what it could be. But I think keeping Thalia alive when I've already got another Selfless Spirit in play is play a second Eidolon of Rhetoric, just in case they kill the first one with, I don't know, a Destructed Revelry, for example, to unlock another card in their hand. They have 6 cards in hand, so I guess we've got a lot of different random things to play around. Also, the Search for Tomorrow Season Pyromancer Blood Moon deck is not something I'm hugely familiar with. Seismic Assault. Well, there we have the thing that I didn't want to see, that I was trying to theorise around. Okay, they're going to discard lands in our turn. Yeah, seems legit. Seems legit. Play a Giver of Runes. Move to combat and attack. I guess one of the 5 cards in hand might be a land. That said, we do know they stopped making land drops, but I don't know that's because they were keeping them in hand for the Seismic. Turns out they were keeping them in hand. Yep, they've got one. They've got one. So they're going to fire off our land now. Our spirits. We sack our spirit to protect the rest of our board. They then, in response, will kill our Thalia. Nope, it just resolves, so they just die. Wait, what? They were on 4. Weren't they on 4? Oh, they blocked the Thalia. They blocked the Thalia, of course. They've got a turn until Giver of Runes can protect the creature from red. They also need to kill both the Eidolons and the Thalia. Now, these were 8th Swan Canonists. They could easily ditch just 3 lands to kill all 3 things. In this case, with the Eidolons of Rhetoric, that means they have to ditch 2 per creature to kill it. Again, they present some more blockers. That's interesting. I guess they're ditching this Ren and 6 and this Ritual to try and find more red, or more lands, should I say. Ren and 6 could have killed my Thalia. And they couldn't have cast it alongside the Season Pyromancer though because of the Rhetoric. So, yeah, that's a fair. They're just trying to hit more lands here. So they're going to kill Thalia. Thalia dies. And they're going to pass the turn. And then, like, if they have no removal, I just give my Eidolon protection from red and swing in with it with Exalted, right? Here we go. Let's give you protection from red, my friend. Exalted Eidolon coming through. Choo-choo. Haven't killed someone with an Exalted Eidolon of Rhetoric in quite some time. This is the kind of modern format that I can get behind. That's a win. That's all good. Like I said, I kept a one-lander when I shouldn't have because, well, I believed in the heart of the cards, and sometimes that's all you need, is a bit of belief. Belief in the cat Jesus. Not that I drew him in game 2, but whatever. We have won the die wall because I'm running hot. We've got 3 lands, one of which is green source as well. We've got Path, Stoneforge, Thalia. This all seems pretty legit. Almost looks like a legacy hand if it wasn't for this random Gavany Township. If we pretended this was a Savannah and this was a Plowshares. Which, you know, they're good proximities. But there's nothing really in Legacy that compares to a Gavany Township. I wonder if people should play Gavany Township sometimes in Maverick. Probably not. Probably not good enough. Probably too slow. Right then. Let's play our planes, get rid of Path a Goblin Guide. It ends up being Burn. Raging Ravine tapped. This is most likely going to be Jund then, right? Traditionally, that's what plays Raging Ravine. Jund is not a matchup that I want to play against necessarily, but, you know, here we are. I'm going to leave with Thalia. She will demand them to use a whole turn to bolt her if they need to, which might make the coast clear for Stoneforge Mystic. If they use 2 mana now to hand attack, then we're probably losing our Batterskull. More so than the Stoneforge Mystic. But that said, the Stoneforge Mystic does replace itself, so maybe the correct thing would be to take the Stoneforge Mystic as we're several turns away from Batterskull. They're just going to play Tarmogoyf. That's fine by me. I considered shocking myself on the Temple Garden there because it means that we could path if they kill the Thalia, but let's be honest, they're going to kill the Stoneforge Mystic with that. Here we go and get neither our sword allows to attack through Goyf. So if Goyf is a common problem in the current metagame, we probably do want Feast and Famine or Body in Mind. I'm going to go and get Light and Shadow though, because Light and Shadow allows us to get creatures back out of the graveyard, and that's the thing that we're going to have to do. Against like white-based decks, we don't necessarily want to be doing that because, well, I could have attacked there as well because I'm a fucking idiot. But against the white-based decks, Path to Exile, for example, we'll just exile our creatures, so Light and Shadow isn't so good. But against grinding like green-black decks that don't have white in them, or decks that are relying on Bolt in general, that's a 1-in-6 to kill my Thalia. Okay. Yeah, Light and Shadow is pretty good at getting things back out of the graveyard. So, yes, Goyf is not going to attack, though, interestingly, because I want to protect the 1-in-6 from us attacking with the Stoneforge Mystic, which is fair. There's going to be a Collingon's command in my future, I'd imagine. So it might be worth me just playing Eldrazi Displacer. Yeah, Displacer's pretty good. It can even flicker our Stoneforge Mystic to get us ahead as well. You can also activate Stoneforge Mystic, hold priority by holding the control key on Modo, which in real life saying out loud, I'm going to hold priority. Then you displace your Stoneforge to find a different piece of tech to what's in your current hand. So yeah, you can do cool stuff like that with Stoneforge Mystic and Displacer. Interesting. So I'm going to sack my Displacer. We're going to get the Verdant Cat comes back. We can actually kill the Liliana by attacking, I guess. This could be a fatal push. We can play Arbiter and we can make a Batterskull. Lily's going to tick up and we're going to discard Path to Exile. They crack their fetch and response, or do they miss it? They see it. They see the line. I'm going to pass the turn. I could kill Lily here. I don't know if that's correct or not, but making the Batterskull does make our ball position a lot more formidable. I think it was incorrect not to kill the Lily there. Tell me in the comment section what you think. Now I'm thinking about it, killing the Lily would have been pretty good. As long as they don't have K-Command, we're actually in a very strong position, but if they have K-Command, we've probably lost. Where if we kill the Lily, we could probably recover. They think Light and Shadow is coming off the Stoneforge as well on the upside. It's going to be a Batterskull instead. This could be a K-Command, which should be pretty brutal. As a Stoneforge deck, I think Jund is the deck you don't want to fight against, honestly. Right, come on then! Brum brum, everybody inside the skull! Doot, doot, doot. It's going to come in, it's going to make a 4/4 body, and then get K-Commanded. Can't search for a lander for our Arbiter, but whatever. Okay. Another Arbiter. Okay, let's make another sword. Fun fact, if we hit a Planeswalker with a sword, we don't get the on-hit effect, so if this was a Fire and Ice, we're actually in a better position. This makes him K-Command and push-proof, but they've had the push anyway, so... Yep, this is why you don't want to play against Jund, because as you can see, Stoneforge Mystic doesn't do absolute jack shit against a plethora of removal spells. Now they tick down Liliana to kill my Stoneforge Mystic, and we're stuck without any bodies in play. They might tick up, but that seems dangerous, honestly. Okay, no, now they definitely tick down because I can Thoughtseize whatever we've got away. Play a really fucking big Tarmogoyf. Tick up on Lily now they got a body and play to block this sword-wielding Stoneforge. Return the draw a card Horizon landing green-black with... And then we're going to suit up the Arbiter with the Sword of Light and Shadow as it's stuck. So that's nice. Do you want to draw Thalia, perhaps? Eternal Witness wouldn't be terrible. That's not terrible in the fact that we've got a sword to stick to it, but like a bolt could be a problem. It still dies to red and 6 plus bolt. I think getting Light and Shadow may have been incorrect. At the time it was correct, I think, to start like refilling our hand with our yard. But ultimately in the long game, bolts plus rens are pretty good against form. Thalia still dies to a bolt with a like ren and 6 and with a Light and Shadow attached to it. In position. So they won't attack with a Bloodbraid Elf, so I guess our best draw is going to be like Path to Exile? Eternal Witness? Okay, Path to Exile's become very good here. Well, they can block a Bloodbraid Elf actually. I think Fire and Ice is way better in the long run. Right, let's draw something good. We can have a retracing out everything off of Ren and 6 short. I'm going to attack them. They won't take it because I'll be able to get Eldraz's Displacer back. Okay, we need to draw a way to deal with Ren and 6 ASAP. Wow, they are getting aggressive. Okay, that's 4 counters on there. Sure. Oh, so a counter on there's a 4 power thing. I'm going to pump up my dude. Okay, we took 4, we got a 10. They're setting off a lethal swing next turn. Are they going to uptick Ren? I assume they are. A path would be incredible. Nope, of course not. Okay, I've got to keep my Arbiter back on blocks this turn, which feels pretty damn awful. Actually, this is awful. They're going to ultimate Ren now, and they're going to Assassin's Trophy the sword. They might have 2 lands in hand. They might be able to just trophy the sword, ass blast my sword away, and push my cat away. And then I'll feel very, very bad about all my life decisions today. Maybe they have a land in hand. We've got to play to our outs, which is them not having a land in hand. If they have a land, we're just dead. Well, we're not dead, but we're pretty much close to it. Go to blocks, block here, and pray. Pitch a land to ass blast me. Yes, consider me ass blasted. My ass is firmly agape from the blasting. Oof, that's rough. That is real fucking rough. Okay. Sinew Steel was pretty good at turning off a lot of their removal and killing their walkers, so that's definitely going to be coming in. Finks is good at grinding as well. Scavenging Oozes are coming in as well. 1 singular Rest in Peace and some Selfless Spirits. I might even bring in Sorcerer's Spyglass. I don't think Revoker's good enough though. I'm going to cut my Thalias because I don't know how good they are really in the matchup. They're fine on the play and we are on the play, but yeah, I'm not feeling too hot about them. I'm going to cut Eternal Witness simply because we are bringing in our Rest in Peace. And we need to make some number of cuts. Night of Autumn's going to go as well. I might cut my Vials actually and leave a Thalia in. I think that's better. That's traditionally what we used to do against Green Black X decks, but I don't even know what we do against them in modern nowadays. He's died at Ass Blast, Collins Command, and Abrupt Decay, so they're kind of vulnerable. And they're bad top decks. And when you go to top deck mode against the Green Black X decks, or even Blue White Control for that matter, although Vial was a lot better against Blue White Control, so this logic doesn't really hold up there. But when you're trying to top deck good cards and they're top decking better cards than you because their card quality is higher, you can't afford to top deck a Vial late in the game. Okay, we got removal, we got an Arbiter, we got Rest in Peace. This could end up being very, 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 very good. Ripper's good against obviously Goyf and against Ren and Six. And yeah, just good against those really. Right, off we go. Can we claw this back against Jund? Let's find out. Going to F6 through to their turn, but I'm not going to F6 their turn in case they play like a Hex Stringer that we feel like we need to get rid of so we can actually play things on curve. Nothing from them. No hand disruption, which is... I think we just slam a Rest in Peace early. Do disrupt them with the Arbiter. Maybe we disrupt them with the Arbiter. There's a chance they don't crack here. No, they do. They're paying attention. But also there's a chance they don't have 1 mana removal in hand and a handful of fetches, like if they had a handful of Assassin's Trophies. I'm assuming this is going to be a bolt or a push on the Arbiter now, which is fine. Hopefully they just play a Goy for them to get to rip with them. There's an argument for keeping an Arbiter for an Arbiter plus Path turn later down the line, but I think that was... Okay, we were rewarded by them playing Goyf. We would have been punished if they played Ren in 6, because playing the Rip would have meant that they couldn't have got the Bloodstained Moor back with the Ren, and we would have been in a better spot. They can destroy these nowadays because they will have access to Assassin's Trophy, because, you know, they couldn't just keep certain decks not being able to deal with certain permanents, right? Every colour must be able to do everything at all times. That's how Magic is now. But, yes, I think that Rip will do God's work. If they have to trophy our Rip and not one of our creatures, would be in a good spot as well. We need to draw a 3rd land, though, otherwise we're not going to get to play. We do not draw another land, so I'm going to just play a Scoos, I guess. Or do I want to see their hand to see what we're playing around with? That's the lowest sorcerer spell class. The information it gives you is pretty gas. 2 Ren and 6s, a Bloodbraid Elf, a Kalatas, and Assassin's Trophy. Fan-fucking-tastic. They have it in hand. If I sound dejected, it's because, well, I fucking am. I'm going to name Ren and 6 here. Because Ren and 6 allows them to get their 3rd land. Well, it doesn't actually, but it allows them to make subsequent land drops. This way around, they can't just block the resting place and play a Ren. They will block the resting place anyway, because that's just what they'll do, but... Well, hopefully they'll draw a land, our skews can keep the Goyf in check. Yes, I would love to grab a land. Is it untapped? Wow. Do I want a white source to path this turn, or do I want a green source to make a better skews? I think I want a better skews. If they play a land and play Kalatas now, I'll regret not getting the white source. Inquisition, well, that skews is going to suck ass now. Not that there's anything wrong with sucking ass if you're enjoying it. I'm quite partial to a bit of the old asshole, if I'm honest. Obviously a clean one, not like a shitty one. That'd be fucking stupid, right? That's a 3/4 Tamo Goyf. Okay. A 2-drop would be great. It's not a 2-drop. You fuck. Okay, so let's play this. Hope to God they didn't hit a 4th land. And then we can path this Goyf and path the following Goyf. And then, oh, they hit a 4th land. Oh, things are going very well for them. And not so well for us. Hope this is a Bloodbraid Elf into like another Ren and 6. And not a Kalatas. Kalatas actually... No, actually, Kalatas would have been better because I'd like to hit removal. Oh, fucking end my life right now. Wake me up. Wake me up inside. Fuck me! Okay, so Kalatas would actually be better there because then we could have done double pathed and then like got on with our lives. The Bloodbraid hitting actual removal is really, really good. Ren is now online. We're hitting land drops though, so there is an upside to all this. There is always an upside to getting completely fucked. We need to save this path for the Kalatas, so I'm tempted to wisp out the Bloodbraid to be able to slap the Ren. So the wisp will die to the Ren then if they down tick. They've got a Ren in hand. Interesting. I guess I go and get a Stoneforge Mystic. Just going to go and get... They have a Kalatas in hand and a Ren 6 in hand. So Sinew and Steel might be the correct way to go with this. And then I'm going to path the Bloodbraid Elf. Go to combat and slap that Ren. So Ren's been hit down at 1. Ideally I want to resto my Stoneforge to get a Batterskulls as well. And then maybe we can grind out this match. This is a Kalatas coming. There's another Ren and 6 in their hand. If they down tick Ren, yeah, and then play around and down tick again, they get a Zombo out of it. Meanwhile, if we draw a land, we're in a fucking great spot. Unless they've just got push as their final 3rd card. Fuck me. Okay, Inquisition. Not push. Inquisition. Not the worst, but far from the best, let's be honest. Fucking even drew the 3rd land out, we don't need it. Come on, Magic. Come the fuck on. We're going to wisp the Kalatas out and attack the Ren. This will mean that they will block and use the Ren to kill the Flicker Wisp, getting themselves a zombie back again. Maybe that's not very good. The lack of colourless lands this game. Them having the correct answers for everything we're playing is also frustrating. Ren 6 is just very good against all our X1s as well. Maybe I should have trimmed a Wisp post-board. Fuck off already. Jesus. But we've lost. We've absolutely lost to like multiple Ren 6s, Assassin's Trophies and Kalatases. There's some lines that I could have taken differently, but I don't think they would have made much of a difference if I'm completely honest with you. Okay. That's something. Not the worst. I mean, Kalatas is like basically unblockable for how fucking big he is. Sacrificing any of these zombies makes him huge. It's almost unraceable. We need to draw Path or the E-Wit, but the E-Wit is currently sat here on our sideboard, impossible to actually draw. And the Winds of Abandon is also on our sideboard. Right, it's flashing a Restoration Angel, go to block a zombie, sack the card task, we'll take 5. Oh, they got this as a trophy as well. Well. Looks like this game was unwinnable. Literally unwinnable. Right, let's play another one. Okay, we lost the die roll. My hot run is over. And actually fucking destroyed by Jund. Whether that makes it into the video or not, I don't. Basically, Jund wrecks me, as it always has done. This has never been a good match against Jund. People will tell you it is. Those people are fucking idiots. Right. We've got a 3-lander, an Eighth of Var, Give her runes, Stoneforge Mystic to Flicker West. This is a pretty good curve, if I do say so myself. Let's see if the cards in our hand are relevant in this matchup, because they could just be some sort of fast combo. Scalding Tarn does suggest they might be Storm, or maybe some Kiln Feed deck or something. Let's play a Thicket. With that Thicket, we're going to flick it. And by flick it, I mean play an Eighth of Var. Please don't have something that fucks my Eighth of Var up, that'd be nice. For 1 mana, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head that sees any play. And then we're going to pass back to them, which is pretty good. We'll start with Eighth of Isle. They're going to crack their Tarn. They're going to get a Steam Vents and end step. Or they're going to get something untapped, like an untapped Steam Vents, and then opt. Down to 17. Here comes the opt. The cool old opt as well, where it's like, is that Hannah writing stuff? Yeah, it is Hannah, and there's like a Predator flagship of some kind, some sort of Phyrexian ship flying towards her through the window. Fucking love that art. New opt art's cool and everything, like with the pirate and shit, but it's nothing like that. That's the one. That's the one. Right, what's this going to be? If it's a Kiln Feed, I'm going to laugh, because like Kiln Feed isn't really like the most popular thing in the world, is it? 7 visions. This might be Storm. We really need a Thalia. We need a Thalia right now, because we might just get a Batterskull into play and then just die. Batterskull's very good against Empty the Warrens, by the way. It's terrible against Grapeshot, though. If I draw a Thalia, I am windmill slamming that Thalia if they don't have mana up. I'd hate for it to get Spell Snared, so I might wait a turn if we're up. I mean, Spell Snare's not played in Storm as far as I know, but this is a whole new Wild West of Modern. People can play fucking anything if they want. They could be playing a boat for all I care. Make a Stoneforge Mystic. Oh god, this is like the nightmares I have where I go and get a Batterskull and just die with it in hand. Bolt my Stoneforge. Okay, I don't think this is Storm. They should have waited for me to search, because now I'm definitely not searching Batterskull, right? They should have let me get Batterskull. Batterskull's almost always not the correct thing to get, by the way. People always just default to Batterskull. So ideally you want to draw a 2-drop creature next turn so we can play something off the vial. That might even make me just slam my Fire and Ice into play if they've not got mana open. Guild of Gwyn. Saffron Olive's favourite goblin-based land that begins with a G. Guild of Gwyn. They're going to Guild of Gwyn me. Okay. I want to say yes. I'm assuming they triple blue over Cryptic because thinks there's some sort of weird red-blue deck. I mean, if they're Blood Moon or Red Moon or Blue Moon or whatever the fuck it's called, Yellow Moon, Pink Moon, Purple Moon, Cardboard Box, then Field of Ruin seems like a weird addition because then it gets us our basics. We did not draw a 2-drop, which is a shame. But, you know, beggars cannot be choosers. I'll play Fire and Ice now with the shielded down. We can flash in all our creatures off our Eighth of Vars. There's no reason not to, right? I'm going to attack for 1 because Giver of Runes, don't forget, cannot protect herself like Mother of Runes can. I really hope they Field of Ruin us again here so that we don't lose our Gavany Township next turn. That's why I'm making Gavany Township our last land played. Braid my sword. Yep, main border braids have gotten a lot better. I mean, we've traded 2 spells for that Stoneforge, both a bolt and a braid. Less mana on their side, but I think I'll take it. Eldrazi Displacer. I'm going to attack with my Giver of Runes, and then I'm going to play my... Maybe I should have this back actually to protect the Displacer. Play my Eldrazi Displacer, and the Wisp out of my Var can protect either my Gavany Township or the Displacer. I feel they will Field of Ruin my Gavany with that. Good opt again, good border, good art, good set symbol. I'll allow it, I'll allow it. I'll allow it as long as you John Howitt. Is it How? John Howitt, see? I'm like a fucking lyricist. Dan Bull, eat your heart out. So if we flicker our own land here. I bolt my Displacer, sure, whatever. This ability should fizzle, right? So I made a punt, basically, there. In attacking with my Giver of Runes, I didn't think about my post-combat where I wanted to protect my own Displacer. So we lost Displacer, which would have made this game a lot easier. On the upside, we did just strip mine them thanks to our Flicker Wisp, so that's pretty... So fun fact, I don't know if I mentioned this in the intro of the video or not, because I'm filming the intro after I've played some games. I signed up with a deck with no path to exile in it yesterday. Yep, pretty special, I know. Went 3-2. There's a couple of games where I was like, oh, I wish I had a path right now. And then like the 5th round was a prime time in play, and my out was to draw path. I checked my deck list, and I was like, oh shit, there's no path to exiles in here. I'm playing literally no removal. The fact that I went 3-2 was a fucking miracle, in all fairness. You know, in their end step, we're going to make a Blade Splicer, which is one of my favourite things to do in Magic. Is just make 4 random power off of a vial and be like, whoa, say what? They're tapping 2 blue lands, 2 snow lands, I might add. I hasten to add. And they decided not to. Okay? Sure, I'll just give this protection for red for the sake of it. Because I hadn't used Give this game to do that yet. I felt like I'd clicked too many clicks and fucked up and not put anything in. Birds of Paradise means we can gather a township next turn, which is... I mean, Thomas getting for 6. And if they're planning to block next turn, we can just path it and we've got lethal on board. And Anger of the Gods would be pretty bad here. Thing in the Ice. Okay, so this is like blue-red control or whatever. You may have a land now, my friend. Double path, untap and swing. Even if they bolt one of our like 3 power things, we still get in for 5 thanks to the Blade Splicer. Seems decent. Seems decent. They might be Blue Moon. With the Vials and the Dorks, you'd hope they'd be cutting it. I'm going to take out Night of Autumn for now. Maybe I'll leave one in. What do I want to bring in here? I'm going to cut my Arbiters on the play. On the draw, sorry. And bring them back in on the play if we get a game through. With Snapcaster on the deck, I think Scoo's actually pretty good. 3 lands, Self of the Spirit, Vial, Path to Exile, and Blade Spice. I mean, this hand's pretty good. I'm going to keep it. So I've got a basic in case we do get randomly Blood Moon, which is nice. Aether Vial and Go off of a basic forest is not the line you typically see. The reason I play basic forest, by the way, although like we only play a few green cards and only 1 double green card, so that if we get wastelanded, sorry, ghost quartered or palved, we can get green sources for our scavenging users post board or pre board. Braid my Vial. Yeah, okay, not ideal, but it's not the worst. So we'll just slam a Thalia here. If they play like a creature, we can path it and then play Selfless Spirit and Love Life. We're going to hold our paths for the Thing in the Ices. Right, 1 time no Spell Pierce that they can't cast through Thalia, lol. Oh, I'm an idiot as well. I can't play Selfless Spirit through plus path. I'm thinking if they killed my Thalia, but of course they're not doing that and we're happy about that. So let's go ahead and path this, as it will be a problem. Both bouncing our board and just being a huge threat. Given the land basically undoes the majority of the work Thalia does in the first spell, but it still doesn't mean that Thalia isn't good in the second and third spells if they're trying to chain them. Okay, that's a Narset. We only have like 3 cards in our entire deck that say draw a card on them. Cryptic Command. They really are just blue-red control. Interesting. What many basic islands they've got? They got a fetch land up, to be fair, so it hardly matters. It hardly matters. Let's play a Stoneforge Mystic. Goes to Fire and Ice. Although we can't draw cards at the moment, Fire and Ice is still just pretty good against the deck in general, as you can see, it being a solidly blue-red deck. Let's play Selfless Spirit to get around Lightning Bolts and Anger of the God style effects, Hour of Devastation, any of that nonsense. We'll attack Narset for 2 here to put it to 1. This means they don't get an extra card off Narset, so Narset isn't both a divination and an anti-card draw thing. It basically read gain for 3 to 4 life, draw a card, and stop your opponent from drawing cards for the next couple of turns. Narset's really fucking good, and I've said it once, I'm going to say it again. It bugs me that these effects here were like only for your opponent, they weren't like mutual on both sides. That would have made cards like Khan and Teferi nowhere near as obnoxious, in my opinion. Field of Ruin from them, and then they're going to pass the turn with Cryptic Command up. And so it begins. They probably have a Snappy as well, so we've got at least 2 turns we can't get through. Guess we just play an Aether Vial though. They'll counter bounce though, won't they? They'll counter tap, I guess. Tap, draw a card, tap, bounce this creature. What's the mode's going to be? In response, we're going to Birds of Paradise to make white. flashing a Sword of Fire off our Stoneforge Mystic and play a Vile post-combat, I guess. They're thinking long and hard about which way to do it. Oof, they're going to return Narset to their hand. Interesting. Narset allows them to dig for more cryptics, I guess. That is a thing. They can't cryptic forever, he says, as he proceeds to get cryptic forever. I'd love to see this just find them like an opt or something, because that it just finds only land and an opt. Actually, the best case scenario for the Narset is a complete whiff, right? They look at like the top 4 or 5 or whatever it is and see nothing but lands. Okay, they're going to keep snappy cryptic mana up. Seems fine, seems fine. And by fine, I mean, seems good for them, I guess. Tick up my vial. Draw a card. Equip to Thalia. Move to combat. They let us swing. Oh wow, we got to swing. That was not expected. So what could this be? Snappy bounce my sword or something? It's a Field of Ruin my Temple Garden. Sure. Go grab a basic Plains. In case of Blood Moon. Draw off the canopy before we pass through turns. Ah, pretty good. Pretty good. Snapcaster or Braid my sword. This is fine. They've used a lot of resources to try and deal with this Stoneforge and sword and shiz. Three mana, of course, because the Abrade costs so much mana because of Thalia. That's so funny. Sure. Take 4. Good. Are they playing any form of Wrath effect? Well, we've got an on-board Selfless Spirit, so I don't think we care too much. I think Snappy Cryptic tap down my team would have been much better because they could have bounced the Snapcaster Mage with the Cryptic command, and they could have Snap Abraded the following turn after being able to like see more cards essentially. 4 mana Narset. Is 4 mana Narset worth it? Who knows? Who the fuck knows? What are they going to reveal? Anger of the Gods. So that's the first one out of the way, I guess. Okay. I mean, they're tapped out now, which is good. Kind of just want to draw another sword now, but we can't. Yeah, another sword would be great. Huh! That's kind of a sword. No, it literally is a sword. Okay. Yes. I mean, I'm going to hit them for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or I can hit them for 6. We'll put a Batterskull into play, which means it survives through Anger of the Gods. But Light & Shadow gets my Selfless Spirit back as well. I'll get the Batterskull because it survives the Anger of the Gods. So we're going to kill the Narset and 3 them. I mean, hitting them puts them on a clock where Batterskull is actually lethal. But I'm not sure if I like that because Narset can tick down and Narset can find them an Anger of the Gods or similar remove or like a Cryptic Command to buy them more time. So I think Batterskulls, I think killing the Narset's correct. Snapcaster Anger, here we go. This Field of Ruin. To get a land out of my fucking deck. And then wait for them to cast Anger. When they cast Anger, I'm going to then activate my my Stoneforge with Batterskull into play. Now if they have a Braid, I feel really bad. If they have Bolt, I feel marginally bad. 2 more cards in hand. What could they be? Last time I was 1 mana short of Viling in the Stoneforge, getting the Light & Shadow, equipping, hitting with it, and then playing the Selfless Spirit, which would have been the best line, but I was 1 mana short. Guess I wish we'd just twatted them now, but who knows? They could have dug for the Abrade, for example, post Anger. But they've got the Abrade now, they're doing it in my turn? That's a risky proposition. Should have palmed my Germ there, I think, to get to the 5 mana to be able to bounce and then replay Batterskull or just equip Batterskull. That said, if they play a Thing in the Ice, I would regret not 2 cards in their hand. Go test for Cliques and Stifle Birds. No Clique or Stifle Bird. Right. The last thing as well I want to do is bounce my Batterskull to only have it cryptic on the way down. I think I need to bounce my Batterskull right now. Bouncing it allows them to like abrade it in response, for example. And we haven't got another 3 mana to activate it. Also, if we just play any threat right now, it's lethal with the Batterskull. Well, almost lethal with the Batterskull equipped. Next turn, I'm going to equip the Noble Hierarch with a Batterskull and see if we can just get there with the Noble Hierarch attacking for 5 over 2 turns. What on earth is in their hand? If there's not lands, well, there's a land. Maybe it is lands. It's not a thing in the ice or snappy, or a removal spell or counter magic. What on earth could it be? Maybe they do have the abrade and they're waiting for me to tap out now. Wisp would be our best draw. Come on. Okay, that's not bad. I think I'll let Gira Rune stick and then try to look at the Batterskull until we have Gira Rune's protection up for the creature itself as well. If this trades with a snappy, I guess that's okay. Magmatic Sinkhole, my Giver. Okay, sure. So we knew they had removal. I'm just trying to figure out when and if and where to use it, I guess. Another Field of Ruin from them. We have 1 more basic in our deck. If we draw it, that becomes a Strip Mine. We drew sort of Light and Shadow. That's pretty good. Huh. Well, I can only assume they have more removal. But I mean, now they can kill Batterskull, they can kill this, or they can kill this, right? They have 2 cards in hand. They can't kill everything. Oh, Cryptic. Counterbalance the skull? They have a body on board. We are on 18 life. They do have a clock now. We are under some form of pressure. Guess they're just digging for another thing in the... Pyromancer. I'm going to have to path that. God help me if they got a cryptic command. Oh, they didn't. Woof! Dodged a fucking bullet there. Woohoo! Shit me. I'm never getting through that. So they had no counter magic. I think we have to start going for it now. Because we're drawing relatively dead. Need to draw some more creatures. Because I haven't drawn many this game, but most of them were in exile thanks to the anger. We've drawn 8 creatures out of 27. We've seen almost half our deck. Our creature count has been very low. The longer the game goes, the more I am to just draw creatures, right? I guess we're at the point where I'm going to bounce the skull and try and replay it, but that could be like a game-losing situation if they have cryptic in hand. You can try and run me out of basics if you want, buddy. We draw an Eternal Witness, which is pretty damn good, in all honesty. We can bring back a Sword of Fire and Ice and try and equip it. Or is it better just to go and get the Selfless Spirit? Okay, let's get the Selfless Spirit. Let's go... Say yes. Make an Eternal Witness. Trigger, target, Selfless Spirit. Selfless Spirit comes back to hand. 1 time, no Vendilion Clique or Stifle Bird. Please! Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me. Come on. Come on. Frustratingly, Magmatic Sinkhole still kills Eternal Witness when the Batterskull's equipped. What the fuck could they possibly have at this point? I'm going to bolt my Eternal Witness. Okay, so the Selfless Spirit comes back to play. But it comes back to hand. Activate this. Say yes. Put this into play. I thought I was going to be able to protect against removal. Cancel. Woof. Almost fucked that up. Equip. Will I be able to activate Selfless Spirit in response to them targeting my Eternal Witness removal? Is the last card in the hand removal? No, it's not. We have a 6/5 flying Vigilant Lifelinker. Can we get through a turn without them fucking killing it? Come on. 1 Eternal Witness, 2 Eighth of Isles on 3, and 2 a Selfless Spirit and a Batterskull later. And do we have them in a place where we can kill them? 2 cards in hand. 2 cards on the bottom of the library. Okay. This does 7 damage. Fuck me. How much fucking removal? Okay. That's a shame. Well, I just had to sacrifice it, right? And then fuck me, I guess. So it can't kill whatever I draw this turn. So if I can just draw something I can put the skull onto, like a 3-drop or 2-drop. Come on. Okay, it's fine. I can't equip the fucking skull to it because the fucking thing uses one of my mana. Any of my 2-drops and 3-drops, any of them, just any of them, not the fucking 1-drops or a resto, the singular resto. Okay, so I'm gonna draw a fucking removal spell for that. We're in a good spot. Okay, they're opting. They're opting. They're scrying so hard. They're scrying again. I hope they're just hitting lands now. Come on. We bricked for a little while. It's time for you to brick. Part of the veils. Sure. What does it find? Not removal would be nice. Serum Visions, okay. Casting Serum Visions. Fucking hell. That's storming off. Storm count is 4. Storm count is 4. What's the removal count? 0? Question mark? Got 2 cards in your library, put one of them into your hand. Then they've probably got removal now, I'd imagine. We're dead next turn if we can't. Drawing another land was not ideal. We literally just have to stick this and slam into that Balzeric. That's all I need to do. This shit. What an awful amount of shit. Maybe they have a removal off the bird so I can block one, but fuck it. Draw a card. What were we drawing? Oh, I can't believe how dead we were drawing for so fucking long. It's crazy. Okay, well on the play we've got Eidolon of Rhetoric, which actually I've sided in this time around, which seems pretty good, plus Stoneforge. I'm going to keep this. Eidolon shuts off Snapcaster Mages and stops them chaining cantrips to find fucking infinite removal. So that's pretty good. Terminal Aethervar is pretty good as well, because it'll take them at least 2 turns before they can blow it up with a Braid. At that point it's net as a bird as well. And they might want to hold their Braid off or whatever we get. They also can't kill this outside of Magmatic Sinkhole. We want to get Flickers to our Vial really before we commit the sword to play. Because that way we can protect the sword with the thing in the ice. Is a problem though, as we don't have an answer to it. It's us trying to tax all their removal and we can get thinged. Seems great. Colour me excited, and by that I mean I'm not excited in the slightest. I guess we can get a sort of fire ice onto our bird here. And we can protect the bird with this. Seems good. Then play an Eidolon next turn. Okay, we have a fire and ice on a creature. We don't have a Braid, we're in a good spot. Water Veils does not trigger thing in the ice, which is nice. But it does find them a lightning bolt. Pick up my Vial. I've put Selfless Spirit into play. We now have Thalia in the... sorry, Restoration Angel in the tank as well. We're going to attack them. Can't draw a card off my Fire and Ice because of the Narset. Attack Narset. Yeah, I would do that because we do the same amount of damage. We're going to put our Eidolon of Rhetoric into play. So that we can cast multiple spells. They're stuck on one spell for this turn now. I can rest at the Stoneforge Mystic to go get another sword. I guess I'm just going to save it. I might even move the... I'm glad this is an angel and there's a spirit. For a minute I thought, crap, have I fucked this up? I might even move the sword to the spirit, perhaps. I've got the mana to move it back if it goes horribly. So they've cracked their fetch in my upkeep with the Aether Vial trigger on the stack. And I sense a spell coming. Probably in a Braid, I'd imagine. A 3 mana. Huh. Magmatic Sinkhole targeting my... Okay, let's crack this Canopy to try and find a Flicker off this draw. Come on! Ah, so very close. So very, very close. Okay, that dies. And then draw a colourless land. Come on. Oh, yes. Okay. Let's play this. Move to combat and attack them. And now I can displace the thing in the ice to make them have to cast 4 spells next turn. Which they can probably... They might be able to do, but it's not hugely likely. Or if they do, I can just flash in the Eldrazi Displacer, flicker their thing in the ice, and equip a sword and kill them. I guess I do it in their upkeep. I can do it in response to the first spell as well. Just nets us another one, right? A less likely chance of them going off. So in response to that one, we're going to go, yes, put this guy in. And they're going to flicker the thing in the ice. Which means they have to cast another spell at instant speed now. 2 spells at instant speed now. Or 4 spells after this is resolved. So I let the Snappy resolve. Then they target the lightning bolt. Okay. Then I flicker the thing in the ice. At which point they now have to cast 4 spells of 2 mana post flicker. And we got there. We won the match. Woof! This is the modern I quite enjoy, if more honesty. I mean, I felt a bit unlucky in game 2 when they had like every removal spell under the sun. I just couldn't quite get there. But they stabilised like a control deck should, to be honest. And I was just being salty because in the middle of the match. Hope you enjoyed watching. Hope you enjoyed the video and the matches. I'll bring you more matches with this deck as I refine it and other versions of Blade that I'm going to try playing in Modern. As you can see, Stoneforge Mystic isn't too powerful. It's just very powerful. But then so is Thing in the Ice and multiple spells. So is Snapcaster Mage. So is Jund. So is Liliana and Renin 6. I think these things are all comparable to Stoneforge Mystic. not worse than or better than. I've been Vince, also known as PleasantKenobi on the internet. Make sure you click that like button down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that ring-a-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding bell. There's also a Patreon link down below if you want to come and join me on the Discord and give me some money to keep doing this full time and keep making these tasty, tasty videos. See you all soon, kids. Ta-ta for now.